Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to DC World 2019. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out the channel, I promise you. It really does. And if you are live with me on Twitch, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Greeny, Nino's Built Games, Mia, Real Games out here, and Team Polyswag. Hello guys, thank you so much for being here. Team Polyswag, am I doing Australia? I am not doing Australia because I didn't get the stipend, so I am going to Collinsville instead at the end of the month. That's going to be my event for February, but I'm actually going to Costa Rica this weekend to try and secure myself the stipend for Germany. That's going to be the plan. I booked Costa Rica last minute, and so I'll be flying there on Friday. And so we are going to be thank you Alex. We are going to be exploring first today Lost March with the EMOLGA that has been getting a lot of talk and hype. Gosh, I've had this cough for so long and I still can't get rid of it. All the love all the way to Belgium as well, Nino. Today will be like an update stream where we are going to be updating Lost March, Ultra and Cruise Mod, Blacephalon, and Rayquaza. So that's what we have looking forward to today. And we're going to start with Lost March. So first, we have Jump Love with 70 HP and the attack Lost March, which deals 20 damage for each Pokemon in the Lost Zone that has the Lost March attack. No, that's not true. That's for Night March. Lost March, you only deal 20 damage for each Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So it even counts Pokemon that don't have the Lost March attack, such as Trumbeak, such as Oranguru, such as EMOLGA, and Marshadows. Next up, we have Skiplum with ability Floral Path to the Sky, where once during your turn, and Hootardis, thank you so much for subscribing your 5th month. Thank you so much for choosing to resubscribe with Twitch Prime. Very appreciated. And so we have the Floral Path to the Sky ability where you may search your deck for a Jump Love and then you put the Skiplum and all cards attached to it to the Lost Zone, aka the Hoppip most of the time. And therefore you get 2 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. You have a 4/4 line of Skiplum, so you have the potential to have up to 8 Pokemon in the Lost Zone that way. Next up we have Natu, which is another attacker, has the same attack but for a double colorless cost, dealing 20 damage for each Pokemon in the Lost Zone except Prism Star, of course. And then we have Trumbeak as well with its ability Mountain Pass. You get to reveal the Trumbeak and then you look at the opponent's top deck, and if it's a supporter card you can send it to a Lost Zone. Otherwise it stays there, and you can choose to leave the supporter card up there as well. But the new main inclusion to the deck is the EMOLGA, the 60 HP free retreater. Free retreat is very nice. And then the ability Nozzly Gathering. Once you're in your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a Pokemon that has the Nozzle attack, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. So Nozzle, we don't even have any lightning energy to attack with, so why is Nozzle important? Well, with the ability, you always get a Pokemon into your hand, right? So not only are you deck thinning, but you're also getting a Pokemon that you can Pokemon Communication away. You are getting a Pokemon that you can Lost Blender away. So it's like this Nozzle engine that fits into the deck because this deck relies on sending Pokemon to a Lost Zone. And if you can send double EMOLGA to a Lost Zone with Lost Blender, that means you're saving your Natus and or Hoppips and Skiplums because they are your attackers, or the Marshadows and Orangurus, which give you some extra potential to the deck with their abilities. So that's the reasoning behind the EMOLGA. The free trade is also pretty nice, especially with 4 of them. The likelihood of starting it is not too bad. And we have a lot of free treaters, which does give us a lot of working room, or breathing room rather, for us to move around. And then next up we have 2 Marshadow and 1 Oranguru for support. Now supporters wise, we have the regular Lost March lineup of 4 Lily, 3 Cynthia, 2 Guzma, and the 1 Erica. I really like Erica. I think It's not a card you play 4 of because on turn 1 it's really bad, but 1 or 2 copies in every deck I think is really good because just drawing 6 whilst keeping 4 cards in your hand is really, really powerful. You end up with a 10 card hand that gives you so many options. And finally, items wise, we have the new Pokemon Communication, which is really nice because you can put back Jump Gloves and then get them back with Skiplum. The EMOLGA powers up the Pokemon Communication every time, which is really great. So Pokemon Communication are a really good addition to this deck and probably many others. And then we have 4 Great Ball, which can search for pretty much any Pokemon randomly, but usually any target will be good, or you have a lot of good targets every turn that you use it. We have 4 Lost Blender to send more Pokemon to a Lost Zone, 2 Nest Balls and 2 Net Balls. And Rafa, wow, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. Welcome. How are you doing? And Rail and Wiltan, thank you guys so much as well. Trippin on Shurmish and Waddling Corgis, thank you guys so much for being here. And Wiltan, thank you for the follow. So many people here. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Lots of balls, Great Ball, Nest Ball, and Net Ball to search for basic Pokemon evolutions and or even energy thanks to Net Ball. We have 1 Rescue Stretcher to recover Pokemon that we might need, and then we have 4 DCs and 3 Grass Energy. So a little bit bare bones on the energy. We did have to make some cuts for the EMOLGA, so let's try it out and see if the EMOLGA is worth it. And now you guys can see that there's a Charizard deck right there on your screen. If you haven't checked it out, I really recommend you do. It was honestly a very fun deck to play around with, and it ended up being much better than I anticipated it to. So would definitely recommend if you guys haven't checked it out. It's a YouTube exclusive, I guess, because I didn't stream the recording of the Charizard video, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And so I would like to go first. It seems like we're up against a pure Psychic deck, which is interesting. Presumably Malamar, right? That's what you would expect, and we have a very solid hand here, honestly. A very, very solid hand. And Rafa, thank you so much for the extra 500 bits. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't have to mention anything else because I am going first. Thank you so much, Rafa, aka Ruben, right? Thank you so much for your generosity with the beats. As you can see, I'm trying to improve. Like, I already got the green screen here set up fully so that the space is less cluttered. I'm trying to get a second monitor for my setup, so every little bit, literally every little bit, really helps out. Okay, so I'm gonna lead with the Pokemon Communication because getting triple Hoppip is the ideal, right? The ideal for turn 1. And then I could have led with a Great Ball because then I still have Hoppips in the deck, more Hoppips. But I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to save the Great Ball for after the Lily. That way I'm looking at 6 cards that are probably not Hoppips. And then I can, or I have a higher-ish chance of getting the Hoppip. Now with the hand I currently have, actually, I think I'm going to just bench the EMOLGA. And I'm going to use EMOLGA's ability. We see that 1 EMOLGA is prized. And I'm going to use 1 Pokemon Communication to set up a 3rd Hoppip. So that's, we pretty much have the ideal setup. We see that 1 Skiplum, we know that 1 EMOLGA is prized, 1 Skiplum and 1 Jumpluff is also prized. Then we see that we have a Cynthia prized. And and 2 other things that I can't really recognize right now. Okay, probably Great Balls actually. Probably Great Balls. So triple Hoppip plus the Natu were pretty nicely set. I'm not gonna use the Great Ball or the other Pokemon Communication just yet. So yeah, things are looking very nice here. Things are looking very nice. Rail 88, you think a stadium is worth considering? So many decks are playing really good stadiums that you want to bump. That is true. I think the especially like the most important culprit stadium that you would want to worry about for this deck in particular would be the black market, because it would make the exchanges for this deck very unfavorable when you're taking just one prize of a Zorak GX or 0 prize against a Weavile. Black market is probably the one stadium that you would worry about a lot. So yeah, including stadiums into this deck is definitely something that you want to consider. Now, is that an actual Alolan Meowth? If you go second, this attack does 60 more damage during your first turn. So our Natu is going to get immediately punished by this Alolan Meowth. The fact that we commit an energy is going to end up costing us a little bit here, which is sad. It's definitely very sad. However, it's not that big a deal. Like, sure, they get the first. Well, perhaps in the exchange, it is actually a big deal. Actually, I can't believe they play the Meowth. In fact, can't believe they play the Meowth. And yeah, Wondrous Labyrinth late game would also be very tough indeed. Luis, this is indeed the first match, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, so I would say you would end up having to choose between either having EMOLGAs or having stadiums. I don't think you can have both. Okay, so I'm gonna lead with the Great Ball here. And I don't find a Skiplum. So I'll grab the Jumpluff, I guess. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Pokemon Communication the Jumpluff back in for a Skiplum. This is a really sad situation though, and we see that my opponent is playing Metal Energy, so Ultra Encroachment is a really bad matchup for this deck, especially because the GX attack is able to get them like 2 or 3 prizes almost always, so that's gonna be a very rough thing for us. I'm gonna go ahead and Reinforced for a Grass. Then my opponent has 4 random cards which we have no information about. So I'm gonna actually use Nosley Gathering. I am going to go ahead and Lost Blender away these 2 Pokemon. And the Nest Ball, potentially useful, also potentially burnable. Probably the latter, although I might want... Yeah, I'll set up the Oranguru, never mind. I'll set up the Oranguru and I'll draw a card first with Instruct. Thanks so much for the follow, Romani. We get a Trombeak, that's nice. Hopefully there's a supporter. Nope, there's a Jirachi. And then we will Lily for 5. So we're deck thinning pretty effectively. And now we are in trouble because we have double Jumpluff and we didn't find a single Skiplum. And obviously I don't want to Lost Blender the 2 Jumpluffs away here, so finding the Skiplum from the prizes would be ideal. But we are definitely in trouble here. Now we have triple Jumpluff, which is now an even bigger issue because of the Erika's Hospitality here. So unless my opponent whips a KO here, we are going to be a bit behind. We're definitely going to have to Guzma that and KO that Lele at some point. Everything is good, Alexis. Thank you so much for asking. How about yourself? This is going to be very tough. My opponent now has pretty much everything he would possibly want, right? Just keep back to back attacks. And we have a really awful setup. I might just end up having to Lost Blender away. I mean, I definitely Lost Blender away at least one of the Jumpluffs, but maybe I'm gonna have to Lost Blender away the Marshadow. And I also need to find a way, after having played 3 Pokemon Communication. Okay, there's another Pokemon Communication. That's a little bit of hope right there. That will allow us to get an attack off and get a KO off here. I feel like putting the damage on the Giratina was a small-ish mistake because there was a chance I whipped an attack. Why not let loose first? Because I want to secure a Jumpluff here. because of my top deck. If I hadn't top decked the Pokemon Communication, I would have let loose first. Now I'm going to let loose. The thing is, I was hoping to avoid benching the Marshadow because then it's another target for the Ultra Necrozma. For them to get like multiple prizes in a single turn, but I don't think I can avoid it, right? And I get the other Skiplum, which is awesome. I believe though that I should wait to use the ability until it has a damage counter. Probably not, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I should wait. The thing is, the same situation could end up happening. I think I'm willing to risk it. I'm trying not to overbench, and there's the Jumpluff. Sure, I could just manually evolve as well, but I also have a Jumpluff in the discard pile. I'll go ahead and use Nuzleaf Gathering. I mean, I do have another Jumpluff in the deck. You know what? Let's go for the Floral Path. And then I will go ahead and Lost Blender away the EMOLGA and the Jumpluff. I think that works. Because I would love to have a Guzma for next turn. The DC could be helpful, because then I can attack with a Natu. The only way my opponent misses an attack here... Wait, what? Wow. Okay, that was interesting. Why not wait until you see your top deck? Maybe my opponent had a terrible hand, but... Okay, he definitely had a really good... Like, he was in the prize lead, and he had the Ultra Necrozma GX attack. So... ¿Cuándo haré un deck con Malamar con Tag Team? Ya hay 3 videos en mi canal de YouTube con los 3 diferentes Tag Teams. Eevee Snorlax, Mimikyu Gengar y Latios Latias. Los 3 con Malamar. Para que los revises. Ruben, no worries. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging and for your generous bit donations. I really do appreciate it. They make a world of difference. Okay, so we're going second, but we have the EMOLGA start, which is very nice. I think we're gonna move the Jumpluff to somewhere where it's a little bit more like a companion here. There we go. Okay, so we are up against a Tyranitar GX deck. So whenever Tyranitar GX actually gets a knockout, okay. So here's what I should do. I should Nuzleaf Gathering first, get an EMOLGA out. There is an EMOLGA prize, there's a Hoppip prize, there is not a Jumpluff prize, there is not a Marshadow prize, there is a Nest Ball prize, there is a Communication prize, there is a Grass prize, and something else. So... Okay, so I thin the deck a little bit, therefore I increase the chance that the Great Ball finds a Hoppip, which would be the ideal. I do not, but I could either keep the Trombeak, and I think that's good because my opponent didn't do anything his previous turn, so this way I get to control his top deck, and if it's a supporter card, I can eliminate it. Or he might just be holding on to like Rare Candy Swampert. So this is fine. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Pokemon Communication the Jumpluff back into the deck, and grab a Hoppip, and then I will go ahead and Netball for another Hoppip. Hello Lonely Mitsubishi. How do I remember my deck list? I mean, I play so much that it's easy for me to remember the counts of most of the things. Not the best follow-up to this, but I think we're just gonna go ahead and pass here. We have 2 Hoppips, which is decent enough. DC, which is not too useful. A Lost Blender top deck would be amazing. My opponent top decks a Dark Energy, so he might just end up not doing much. And yeah, he was holding a Rare Candy. There is the Solgaleo, which might just one-hit KO. Yep, he was holding all of that. Okay, so that definitely works for him. And then the Hoppip. Okay, the grass energy is nice. I don't think I want to bench another EMOLGA. We'll see. I will, however, Floral Path to the Sky. I mean, my opponent was holding the Rare Candy, Solgaleo, and Energy. Probably the 1-1 Solgaleo, which is insane that he just started raw with it. I don't want to... I definitely want to touch here, but I only have 3 Pogo in the Lost Zone. That's not a lot. I could bench an EMOLGA. Sure, I'll do it. And then I'll Cynthia. That always gives me a Pokemon resource to Communication away, which is nice. Or even Lost Blender away. So let's go ahead and use Nosley Gathering for the EMOLGA once again. And then let's go ahead and Great Ball, hopefully for a Skiploom. Yep, a Skiploom is perfect. So Skiploom here, and then I will go ahead and Floral Path to the Sky. Now I don't want to Lost Blender and Energy, right? I definitely don't want to do that. And I do want to bench the other Hoppip. So I'm just going to end up Lost Blendering the Trombeak. It's not that big a deal. It gets a Trombeak anyways to a Lost Zone, which is what I'm looking towards. And then I'm not going to bench the Natu just yet. I'm just going to go in on Lost March for 140, and the next turn Natu can deal 120 damage to the Solgaleo. If he uses his GX attack, that's fine, because it's like I didn't do anything, and then I have a small chance, probably null, but a small chance to get a 1-hit KO. Probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. And yeah, Triple Insurance, maybe my opponent had to go do something more important than finish the game. Once again, I apologize for all my coughing. I'm trying to mute it at the right time so that you guys don't hear my coughs. And okay, so my opponent's still dead drawing. This thing has so much HP, but we are going to be able to take it down. Because 140 minus 20 from resistance is 120 plus 140. That should be a knockout. Now I'll go ahead and Nest Ball for the Oranguru. I think that's pretty good. And then I can Nosley Gathering, but there's no more EMOLGA. I was hoping to hit a Skiploom or any of my Communication or Great Balls. I do feel like maybe this could use Ultra Ball, but for now we're just gonna be happy to get a KO here for 2 prizes. Larvitar can't bite us for a KO, but we could see a Rare Candy, Tyranitar, and KO. Like I said, that would be helping us a little bit because the Pokemon that Tyranitar GX KOs always go to a Lost Zone. There's the Black Market Stadium, so there's what we were talking about earlier today, how stadiums are super important, right? How stadiums are super important. And there's a Pupitar, which still can't KO us. You may prevent all damage done to his Pokemon. Oh, okay, so Hard Shell Evolution is activated right now, so I can't do anything, right? When you place Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may prevent all damage done to his Pokemon by your opponent's attacks until the end of the next turn. So we actually can't deal any damage to the Pupitar, which is pretty scary. Why not playing to Sky Pillar? Because of the deck space. Like, there's a lot of cards that I could play, a lot of good stadiums that this thing could play, but I don't have the space to fit them all. That's the biggest concern here. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and Great Ball. Still no Skiploom. Still no Skiploom, which really sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and Mountain Pass the Cynthia. That's awesome, right? I mean, my opponent did Ericas, so that was his top deck the previous turn. So not using the Trombeak might have been a bit costly there. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle back these 2 into the deck. Gonna go ahead and attach a Grass, and then there's no way for me to attack this turn. So what might just end up happening is me retreating the Natu into the EMOLGA, probably. I will definitely do this though, for a Skiploom. Yeah, and I still have 3 Lost Blenders, so we'll see what goes on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Pokemon in the Lost Zone, that's 200 damage. This Trumbic is about to be the 11th. There's a Swampert top deck, so if my opponent has a Rare Candy, we might be in a little bit of trouble. And then I don't know if using Instruct for one is worth it. Okay, so I think I should just Nuzly Gathering for the EMOLGA and then retreat into the EMOLGA. I think that makes the most sense here. Like, I lose the DC anyways, whether it's with the active or the benched, but might as well lose an EMOLGA instead of a Natu, because Natu is an attacker. So, yep, my opponent top decks is Swampert, so the Cynthia that I sent to Lost Zone might have even helped him. And there's a regular Tyranitar. Wait, what? And he's gonna Spinning Tail. Okay, that Tyranitar is gonna go down in one turn, which is great. Spinning Tail, definitely a very scary attack for Lost March, which makes it even, which makes the point of using two Sky Pillars even better, right? By Luis. My opponent just gets raw Rare Candy Swampert off of that Cynthia, very nice. We see a Stretcher, putting back the two pieces, yep, because Olgaleo is a pretty heavy Pokemon, and now because of the black market, we are going to attack the Tyranitar, but we're not actually going to take a prize card here. Jeez. I mean, the end result is the same, so it didn't matter that we retreated, but I didn't expect him to be using the non-GX Tyranitar. Okay, trades away a DCE. Well, doesn't trade away, trades away, power draws away. There's another Larvitar already, but decides to attach to the Vulpix. I don't mind that too much. Well, maybe I do mind that. Because he's gonna get two prizes next turn. Yikes. I think we might just end up losing this game. At least I'm not too worried about losing too many prizes in one turn. The Lost Blender is nice here. Then I can get these two, and now I'm at pretty much maximum damage here. And then there's no way for me to prevent him getting two prizes in one turn, right? Because the EMOLGA is just gonna go down. So I'm gonna go ahead and Lost March. I won't get any prizes because of the Silly Stadium. And that Silly Stadium might be the reason why we lose this match. He's gonna evolve into Ninetales, he's gonna get a knockout on the Jump Bluff, get a knockout on the EMOLGA, but then he won't have anything afterwards. So the Guzma is gonna be the key card here. Right? The Guzma is going to be the key card. Well, the Super Boost energy might be what gives my opponent the win here. If he can find Rare Candy, Tyranitar, and the Super Boost, that might be what gives him the win. That might just be what gives him the win. There's a chance he whiffs the Ninetales as well, but that's very unlikely. Not after two Swampert abilities plus double Acrobikes. There's a Tyranitar GX. There's a third Acrobike. Wow. So we are in a little bit of trouble here. We are in a bit of trouble. Bigor Bosta. What would be my number one pick for OCIC? Probably either Pikachu and Zekrom or Zapdos Shrine. Olima hace Joker, un deck de Charizard. Te recomiendo que vayas a mi canal de YouTube en este instante, youtube.com/Tablemon, y ahí podrás ver justamente un deck de Charizard GX. No Charizard GX, perdón, el Charizard de la nueva expansión. Okay. Doesn't actually choose to knock out the EMOLGA, which doesn't make much sense to me. Why would you put the damage on the Oranguru instead? That makes no sense. Now my opponent shouldn't be able to win this. So I'm gonna Marshadow because he has a lot of cards in his hand. Wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Thanks so much for the follow, Bigor Bust. See what you're trying to do there. Probably didn't need to grab the Skiplum. But yeah, I mean, even if we lose the Natu, as long as we don't lose it to a spread attack. We're gonna Lost Merch here for a lot of damage, 260 if I'm not mistaken, yep. We get 2 prizes. I guess my opponent has 2 turns to take 2 prizes. He needs the super boost though. Without the super, he needs Rare Candy, Tyranitar, and super boost. Without that, he's not taking 2 prizes anytime soon. And if he benches another Vulpix and attaches to it, then I have to immediately Guzma the Vulpix. Dre, thank you so much for choosing to subscribe with Twitch Prime 10 months. Thank you so much for the support. Really, really do appreciate it. Do I think Gardevoir Swampert can keep up in the new meta, Hot Couple Noodles? I do think so. I do think it can. There's the Vulpix right there that I was talking about. I do think so. Because Gardevoir will punish the heavy energy attacks. So yeah, I do think Gardevoir and Swampert can still compete. Okay, and my opponent choosing to attach energy to the Vulpix. Clear indication that he will try to do the same thing as the previous turn. He grabbed the Vulpix of the Ultra Wall. So I don't know if he already has the energy or not, but my play 100% is to go Guzma KO the Vulpix here. Because that's the only way my opponent can spread and get 2 prizes. Right? Because even if he gets the super boost now and uses this Tyranitar again, Spinning Tail will not KO 2 of my Pokemon. So I think I have this one now. I'm gonna go ahead and Lost Splendor these 2 away. Just get a Marshadow in case I wanted to mess with my opponent's hand. I don't have a read on anything that my opponent does indeed have, so there's no point in doing that. I'm just gonna go ahead and target down the Vulpix. Vulpix is the real threat. I will, however, bench the Natu and then use Instruct just in case I need to get closer to the other Guzma or like a different energy for whatever reason. And then goodbye Vulpix, goodbye Spread Attack to target on the EMOLGA. And we should be close to winning next turn no matter what. We have 2 attackers set up. They both have 1 energy each. Even if my opponent gets a KO and uses... wow. Okay, interesting. He goes for the Guzma first. So yeah, Marshadow is weak to Dark. Oh my gosh, this is a different Tyranitar. Oh, Trample. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, he flipped tails on all of my Pokemon. He flipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tails. My opponent flipped 8 tails. Wow. That is the definition of unlucky. What? What? That is the actual definition of unlucky. Oh my god. My opponent flipped 9 tails. He even flipped tails on his own benched Pokemon that could have been KO'd, that could have given me the win, or that could have made this a tie, and we would have gone into a sudden death game. What just happened? Where do I see this man's deck list? Is it here? Summary. What just happened? It won't let me look at his deck, I think. What just happened? What? What? Wait, 7 tails? But there were 5. There were 5 Pokemon on my side of the field. And 4 in his, so it was 8 tails. Wow. I am so sorry, King Jellybean. Whoever you are, that game should have at least gone to sudden death, I think. Like, on average, that game should go to sudden death. Because as long as he flips 1 heads... Oh, and that explains your Anguru. Well, I guess he needed 2 heads, right? No, he didn't. He knocked out the active. If he had targeted down the EMOLGA earlier, he would have won with the super boost. He would have just needed 1 prize. That was intense. He got 1 heads, yeah. But there were 9 Pokemon total he could bench for. And he got 1 heads and 8 tails, I believe. What? I am speechless after that game. That was crazy. That was actually crazy. That was actually crazy indeed. Wow. Okay, we're up against another Ultra Necrozma deck. A really terrible match of 4. Lost March, especially going second. Okay, what does that Tyranitar's attack does? That Tyranitar, you flip a coin for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, and then for each heads you deal 60 damage to that particular Pokemon. So you would have to go 1 by 1. It's like that Pokemon, flip a coin, heads 60 damage. That one, flip a coin, tails, no damage. That one, flip a coin, and then on your side of the field as well. My opponent got incredibly unlucky there. Incredibly unlucky. Wow. Wow, what just happened? I am still in shock. Okay, so definitely want to grab the Hoppip, and then the communication is going to be for a Marshadow. Has to be, right? Has to be. Okay. Okay, so let's focus on this match. There's no way we get a turn 1 KO on this Jirachi, of course, but we can get a clean 8-card Lily, which is nice. My opponent will top deck a Psychic. His odds of KOing me are not too high. He did not do anything beyond the Jirachi the previous turn. However, I couldn't just sit there and do nothing either, because my opponent wasn't doing anything, so I think this is fine. I will go ahead and... I mean, I know he's gonna see a Psychic, right? So I don't need to use Trombeak. I could actually just Lost Blender away the EMOLGA and the Trombeak, or even the Hoppip and the Trombeak. Or the EMOLGA and the Hoppip and then Lost March... or maybe I just hold. I am not sure what to do here. I think I'm gonna pass for now. I had a lot of options, but I don't know which one was better, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Okay. Okay. So there's a Malamar, there's a Jirachi. Yeah, my opponent shouldn't be able to get a KO here, right? My opponent shouldn't be able to get a knockout, I hope. And we are going to take advantage of the Viridian Forest ourselves in order to find a grass energy to attack in case we need to. Okay, so my opponent does wake up, that's fine. 2 cards in his hand. We are going to knock out this Jirachi, guaranteed pretty much. Well, not guaranteed actually. Far from guaranteed. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at his top deck. Ultra Necrozma, okay. Not terrible. Not great for us, but not terrible. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use EMOLGA, grab another EMOLGA, and then I'm gonna Lost Blender the Hoppip and the EMOLGA. That way I'm thinning essentially by 4 cards, the EMOLGA, the Lost Blender, and the EMOLGA and the Hoppip. I get a grass, not too useful, and then I could either use Erika's Hospitality or Cynthia. Which one gives me the highest chances of finding a Skiplum? That's what I need. Even if I don't find a Skiplum though, I do have knockout on the Jirachi with the cards I currently have in my hand, so I'm gonna choose Erika's this time around. And I do find potentially double Skiplum, which is awesome. Potentially double Skiplum. I'm gonna put back the Trumpic. I don't need to maximize my damage output this turn. There's not a GX in the active that I need to KO. And I can save the Trumpic for later. And I also save the Marshadow in case I need to use it at some point. Okay, so then Floral Path to the Sky. And which attacker do we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, just having 2 attackers ready is great. Yeah, sure. Let's do it with the Natu. And then we'll get a KO. Okay, so Mysterious Treasure for Lele. I was in awe of what happened the previous game. I guess everyone in chat is still in shock as well because everyone's so quiet. But that was really, really weird, honestly. Weird. The metal goes to the Ditto. I disagree with that. Because my opponent could have just knocked me out with Lele. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess he just wants to get a KO no matter what with an non-GX, which definitely makes sense. But there's more value to the Malamars going into late game. Although you do want to pull off the GX attack at some point. Also attaches the Choice Band. The Ultra Charisma is gone. So yeah, my opponent's bad early start is what's really letting us run away with this game. So Now promote the EMOLGA, it has retreat, which is awesome. I am liking the EMOLGA. At first I wasn't a big fan of it, but I am liking it for now. Oh, another reason of using Natu is because at any point I can reinforce for a grass and use jump love, so it's better to use the attacker that I can't search the energy for. Although, if I had used jump love, my opponent would not have been able to knock me out with Malamar, so oh well. It's not like my opponent is really threatening me at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe I will Pokemon Communication away the Oranguru for another Skiplum, so that I can set up another Jump Love that also puts 10 Pokemon total in the Lost Zone, so I can 1-hit KO any and all GXs. The Ultra Guzma won't see play until my opponent can GX attack, but I can knock out a Lele, which is great. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Cynthia. I do find another grass, which is awesome. And I think I'm gonna hold this hand. I will Nuzly Gathering to thin. No follow-up draw supporter, but that is completely fine for now. I eliminate a Malamar. I am ahead in the price trade-off for now, and I have the Lele target to go off of. And if I really need to, I was gonna say I could have digged a little bit to find the Oranguru to try and dig for a Guzma, but the Guzma turns out to be my prize card. Maybe that's the prize I missed earlier that I didn't notice I had. You know it's a bad time when you're attacking with Malamars, right? Thoughts on Bell of Silence in Ultra Mali? I mean, Bell of Silence will always be good in Malamar decks for sure. It will always be good in Malamar decks. The Bell of Silence option. I assume Giratina is going to attack me here. Right? There's an Ultra Wall. There's a Malamar, so yeah. Giratina is going to be the attacker of choice. My opponent will get a knockout, which is fine. Guzma of the prizes was indeed nice, so my opponent will be able to get another KO. So now, the thing is, Ultra Guzma can just, like, once my opponent's at 3 prizes and I'm at 2 or 1, if or when he can pull off the Ultra Guzma, he will win the game, because the Giratina is just gonna keep coming back. So I need to think this through, because if I keep killing the Giratina, it will keep coming back and it will keep putting damage counters on my Pokemon. But I don't think there's any way for me to stop that. If I KO Lele right now, I don't think there's that much of a difference. He just places 1 damage counter on the Marshadow and then whatever else, and then afterwards he uses the Ultra Grossman. He doesn't need to find an attacker for next turn. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to win this game, but we're still gonna try, right? I'll grab this off of the Great Ball, and then I'll grab this off of the Great Ball, and then I will go ahead and Lost Blender the EMOLGA and the Skiplum, draw a card. I will also Nuzly Gathering for nothing. Then I think I'm gonna Lost Blender away the Natu and the Pokemon Communication, get another Lily. I mean, benching the Oranguru is not a big deal, and then sure, I will use the Lily for 4. KO his Giratina first. The thing is, I don't think I'm gonna have enough to win this game. Well, it depends on if he can find the Ultra Guzma, but he can't use it. Oh, I should attach. He can't use it this turn, but he can use it the next one. So there's a prize. Axel, thank you so much for the follow. He's gonna promote this. He's gonna bring the Giratina back, place damage on the Marshadow and the Oranguru. He still needs the energy to attack. That's not true, because he always has the energy thanks to the Viridian Forest. I could have tried and Guzma KO'd and Malamar, but as long as he has 1 Malamar, he can pull this off. And the issue is, I only have 1 Guzma, but maybe that was my win condition. Maybe going after a Malamar this turn and then trying to find my way into the other Kuzma next turn was the best way to go about it. There's a Jirachi, which will help him even further. And Luis, he doesn't need 6 prizes. That's the thing, Luis. Like, I Guzma Lele, yes, that's part of the plan. But next turn, next turn, what my opponent will do is bench the Ultra Necrozma, attach it, search for a metal, attach it, attach an energy, and then use the GX attack. And then he will draw 4 prizes in one turn. So it doesn't matter how many prizes I'm at. And he has enough energy, so it's gonna come down to this. I'm gonna Kuzma that, yeah, and then he's going to have it, right? I know he's going to have it. There's not much I can do about it. So if he has it, he has it. Otherwise, we win, but if he has the Ultra Necrozma here, he wins, and I assume he will have it. Right? Yeah, he only needs 1 Malamar. Getting back-to-back Kuzmas was very unlikely. Maybe it's what I should have tried to play though. Towards, yeah, so there's a well played. There's the Ultra Necrozma, there's the metal, there's a Psychic Recharge Retreat, and then he cleans up our board. He takes 4 prizes in one turn, Luis. So it's not like Ultra Necrozma GX. GX's attack says you can use it once there are 6 prizes total or less. It's not that. I could have let loose. Yeah, I could have let loose. We didn't know what he had in his hand. We didn't know if he was holding it or not. I could have let loose, but there was no way for me to know, and he had exactly 4 cards. So there's this randomness, right? He had 4 random cards in his hand, which turned out to be Metal and Ultra Necrozma. But they could have been other things, right? So because I don't have any information in my opponent's hand, he can't, or rather we can't know if the let loose will take away the cards from him or if it will give them, if it will give him the cards. Yeah, that's the thing. So playing let loose was a null factor when you just think of the probabilities. Yeah, my opponent had 4 random cards, including a prize card, and if we let loose, then he still has 4 random cards. So we don't know if before or after the let loose we're helping him or hurting him. We don't know. Yeah, we actually don't know. So this is the list that we used for today. This is the list that I have been practicing with. The 2 Guzma feels very frail. I would love to play for Guzma in this. That would perhaps allow an easier time against the Malamar decks. Maybe that's worth it, honestly, so that you can target down Malamars instead of attacking into the Giratina every single time. That could be worth it. I don't know what I would change though, because the deck is so fragile. If you wanted to play for Guzma, you would definitely have to take out the EMOLGA. You would have to take out 4 EMOLGAs, and then you would put in 2 Guzmas, an extra Oranguru, and an extra Natu, I feel. That might be worth it, trying out a 4 Guzma version, but I am not 100% sure. The EMOLGA definitely did help in the deck flowing a little bit better, yeah? And so that will be all for me today. Why EMOLGA, John? I explained it throughout the whole video, but the ability helps you with Pokemon communication and helps you thin the deck and helps you to Lost Blender away EMOLGAs rather than other things. So that's the main reason, and it has retreat, which is also nice. So yeah, if you're watching YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel. If you're live with me on Twitch, don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right back in just a second with our next deck, which will be an updated Rayquaza deck. So don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right